Hey guys, so let's continue from where we stopped in the previous video. Right, so in the last video we were backtesting Euro USD and we took some trades. I think we hit one break even, one loss, and one of the trades that we took, we did not actually place, we did not actually open position, but it hit TP. Right, so this was where we ended, so we stopped. So we'll just continue right from here. Now, if you are watching this part two without watching the first one, please make sure you go over there and watch that one first before coming here. Or you can follow along if you want to. The video to the first part will be above right here. You just click on it and then watch that if you want to. Okay, so let's refresh. Let's see what we where we are in the market presently. So in the last video we were still bullish, right? So we actually bearish, right? We were bearish and then price switched from a downtrend to an uptrend by breaking what this previous lower high or external high, taking external liquidity above that high. And then we say what after a break of structure we expect what pullback, right? Pull back to the discount level in an uptrend and pull back to a premium level in a downtrend, right? So but like I always used to say, like I like I said in the previous video, price may not always pull back to the extreme leg, right? Price can decide to just engineer liquidity and take out the necessary liquidity that it needs to fuel price to the intended direction, right? So let's see what we have right now. So we are bullish, right? That's our bias. The external bias is bullishness. So let's go to our 1 hour time frame. Like I said, I have three time frames that I use: 4 hour time frame for external structures, 1 hour for my POI selection, and then my 15 minutes for entries. Right. So on our 15 minute on our 1 hour time frame right now, what's the external structure of the 1 hour time frame? Now the external structure of the 1 hour time frame is the internal structure of the 4 hour time frame. Right. So that's just how it works. Now if you look, okay, there's no need. Let's just continue from where we are right now. So if you notice, we've broken structure to the downside of the 1 hour swing leg. Right. So this is our swing leg, and price has done what? Broken structure. And what did I say happens when price break structure like this in a trend? So presently we are bullish, right? For price to remain bullish, it has to keep on printing higher highs and higher lows, right? So if the higher low gets taken out, right? If you have a break of structure to the previous higher low, what does that tell you? It tells you that it gives you a signal that price may not be likely to do what? To either pull back if it's in a pullback phase or change trend, right? Now in this case we are in an uptrend, right? We're in an uptrend, right? And now what's happening? The internal structure has shifted bearish, which is giving us what? A signal that we might want to do what? Pull back, is it not? So we are in a 1 hour internal structure, and price has switched from bullish. At first the internal structure was aligned with the external structure, which is bullishness, right? So we are moving an uptrend in both the external structure and the internal structure. But in this scenario right now, the internal structure has switched to bearish and is no longer in line with the external structure, and that's a signal that price may do what? Start is likely going to start selling to the downside for that pullback into what? Discount zone, before we now see that continuation to the upside, right? So this is a signal that we might start selling. And what do we have here? After this break of structure, price came and took liquidity from here, right? You can see that we have this POI right here. You can see this POI that took buy side liquidity from here. You can see this trend line liquidity that price took here. So price came back to this POI, and we also had inducement right here that price took. So I kind of played the replay too fast. If not, we would have taken this trade. This is a very valid sell, right? This is a very valid sell, and we'll be targeting this low right here, right? So this would have been a clean for our trade. So let's play the replay too and see what we are doing right now. Okay, so what do we have here? We have a new. Well, we can see that um long sell momentum to the downside. So what do we have here? We have printed a new internal high, bearish internal high, because we have switched from bullish, right? So this is what happened. Let me use my part tool so you see what happened. We're bullish, right? This is internal, following the internal structure of the 4 hour time frame. This is it. right? So the 1 hour time frame is engineering what that buy of the 4 hour time frame, right? So it's the internal structure of the 4 hour time frame. So notice that we are bullish, right? These are last external our last swing leg, right? So for the internal structure to still remain bullish, price is not supposed to break below this low. But what happened? Price came and then we traded below, signaling to us that what that pullback of the far external time of the far time frame of the file structure might likely start occurring. Right. So now we've had this break of structure, price has pulled back, and now we are doing what? We are engineering the 1 hour time frame is now engineering that pullback of the file time frame. So that's just how it is. Basically, in essence, what I'm trying to say is that your lower time frame is always going to do what fulfill the objective of the higher time frame. So if the objective of the higher time frame is to pull back, the lower time frame is going to do what start shifting its structure to align with that objective, to do what to facilitate that pullback. If it's a continuation, the your lower time frame is going to switch in alignment with that continuation, which is the objective of the higher time frame, in order to facilitate it to its objective. So that's just how it works, right? That's just how it works. This is the framework right here. I want you guys to get this picture very clearly, right? So these are 4 hour time frame. Let's say these are external time frame, right? Now what do we say? We are bullish, is it not? Now for these bullish movements to happen, right, you are going to see the lower time frames doing what? Having this series of what highs and lows to facilitate that uptrend, which is that higher high, is it not? Now for the higher low to form, because in a bullish market, in a bullish structure, we have higher highs and higher lows, is it not? But before that higher low of the 4 hour time frame, which is this, right? Our external structure, for that pullback to occur, the lower time frames is going to do or facilitate it, which is why we see what the minor structures get broken down, right? So the one, let's imagine that this our minor structure is our 1 hour time frame, and this our high external structure is our 4 hour time frame. So for the 4 hour time frame to start pulling back, the 1 hour time frame is going to switch bearish. Do you understand? I hope you get the concept right now. So we are bullish to facilitate the higher high, right? But for us to now, for the 4 hour time frame to now start pulling back to this leg, to the discount zone, the 1 hour time frame is going to do a switch its strength in order to facilitate the objective of what? Of the 4 hour time frame or the external structure. As easy as that. Same thing with when we want to continue buying, which is the objective of a bullish structure buys, right? So if we want to continue buying, at this point, right, we switched to facilitate that pullback. So the 1 hour time frame or the minor structure is now bearish, right? So for us to now continue that far structure to the upside, the 1 hour time frame or the minor structure is now going to what, switch bullish, to give you that sign that what you're about to pull back. Right. So that's just the framework. That's the framework on how I trade. That's the framework. I like keeping things easy and simple, right? So that's just how it is. Okay, let's continue. So this video doesn't take too long. Let's see where we are now. Okay, right now I think we have come into our 4 hour. Wow, see that gap. We have come into our forward swing leg. Okay, so this is where we have high probability setups, is it not? We are now in our discount zone. These are premium, these are discount. We are now in our discount zone, and we have our POI that swept liquidity. So we swept liquidity here to form that POI. You can see that interaction here. Okay, let's go to our 1 hour time frame so you see what I'm talking about. Okay, if you notice here, we had this flip zone, right? We had this flip zone here. Price tapped on this supply zone, tried to break, it failed, and then we've not mitigated that zone. It's still fresh, so this might be where price might come to do what, to start buying from. But now, how do we validate this POI? And in as much as it's a high probability POI, as it's the last leg of this external structure, we still want to see that intention of price wanting to continue the bullish movement, right? We still need to see that intention of price. But now, I'm not going to be setting my limit order here to just buy aggressively, no. Because why? We do not have a structural liquidity here, right? I will not consider this a structural liquidity because like it's not that close to the POI. I like seeing something like this, right? Like seeing something like this, something close to the POI, so I know that price is going to engineer this as liquidity, right? So what I want to do now is wait for what price to give us that liquidity to the right and see if we can take a trade. Right, so let's see what price does. Let's see what price does. Okay, okay, all right. We've not. Let's go to the 15 minutes since we are looking for entries. Right. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, nice. Now we notice that we not actually take any. We not actually take any liquid. This is the only thing I can see here that I could call like liquidity that price actually took out, but it's not that clear, right? So, but what do we have now? We've now had a break of structure right here. So, what does this mean? Just like the framework I showed you earlier, right? If price wants to move, if price wants to start moving to the upside, right? The lower time frames is now going to do what facilitate price. It's going to give you that signal, and that's what's happening here. We've broken structure to the upside, signaling that what price is now likely to do what continue that bullish movement. Okay, so let's see where we can enter from here. Let's see what PY we have here. This is a good PY, but we still have an extreme leg down here. And price might use this as what as liquidity for this zone. But anyways, I would be happy to take a trade from him. Okay, so let's see what happens. This I'm looking to take a trade from these two zones right here. But let's just see what happens. Let's open our position, risk $50 per trade, and place that trade. So boom. That was fast. That was really, really quick. So you can see how it works. Very, very simple. So that's just the framework, right? That's just the framework. When price when price wants to fulfill and when price wants to move, right, the lower time frame is going to do what show you. The lower time frame is your direction, is your clues, it's your signal, and it's what guides you. It's what guides you and shows you what the external structure is about to do, or the next objective of the external structure. That's just how this framework is, right? Okay, so let's continue. We've Our account balance is now at $679, so we've made some significant amount of profit, right? So let's continue. Let's see what price does next. So we'll pull back, right? So now what we are doing now. This is what I call a phase A setup, right? So because like we are in line with our we are in line with our external structure. The internal, let's see, the internal structure is in line. Let's go to our 1 hour time frame, because this was our previous internal structure. This was our previous internal high, right? And then we shifted structure here, right? So we had this shift here. But I won't actually consider this a minor structure, because like it's just one candle compared to what we have here, right? Compared to what we have here, we had series of candles, right? But on the 15 minutes, we actually um switched the internal structure, right? But the 1 hour structure is still bearish, right? The 1 hour structure is still bearish. So we have actually had reactions on the 15 minutes, but the 1 hour is still bearish. So sometimes it could be like that, right? Sometimes it could be like that. But I actually regard my 1 hour time frame as my internal structure. I just use 15 minutes for my entry and confirmations. You understand? But for me, my internal structure is still bearish, as this 1 hour high hasn't been taken out yet. Right? But I'm still looking for buys, because why? We are in a 4 hour time frame external leg. Price has given us this, we can see this buy momentum to the upside. So it's most likely that we are going to keep um printing more highs. Okay, so let's see where we can take our buys from. All right, so we can see this POI here, you can see this other block right here. So let's get down to our 15 minute and wait for structural liquidity to form. Now if you notice, we don't have any liquidity to the left right here, so let's wait for price to engineer that liquidity. Let's see if price can take out impatient buyers and engineer that liquidity to the upside. So let's see if we have that. If we don't take that trade. Okay, I think we're having that. I'll reduce the speed right now. I think we're having that right here. So price is engineering liquidity right here. So let's see. Let's see if we can take a buy from here. Let's see if we can take a buy from here. SL just below that low. And then we'll just target 3R. Let's target this high. Let's make it 3R. Okay. And let's open that position. Alright, let's see what happens. If price is going to tag us. Okay, we don't get tagged in. Price doesn't tag us in. Okay, now what do we have right here? We still have, you know, honestly, I'm still going to be keeping this as my entry. So let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Okay, so the price did not take this out yet. Let's see what happens. Because what do we have now? We've now had this break of structure, right? So price might now use this leg as liquidity for this zone. So let's just see what happens. Okay, so we did not get that entry. So this is where I'll be closing this order, right? We didn't actually get that entry. Okay, so that's it. That's it. We are pulling back. We are continuing our 4-hour trend, not actually a pullback, right? This is a continuation because we are bullish, right? We are bullish. So this is a continuation. And where we'll be targeting? We'll be targeting our external high. We'll be targeting our external high, which is the external liquidity above right here. So now we are just looking for buys, right? We are just looking for buys to the upside, right? So let's see. Let's go down to our 15-minute and see. So what are we doing? We are printing buy side liquidity there. So now this low has failed to take out this high. Price might come and take out this low before we continue moving. But let's see what happens. Let's see what okay, we've broken structure right now. So that low is a strong low, right? Because we've broken structure, right? Okay, so we are not actually getting the opportunity to get back to our POIs to trade. But let's just see what happens. Let me increase the speed to 15 minutes. Okay. Okay, we are still bullish. We are still price is just pumping up to the upside. Okay, I'm seeing something right now. So see what's happening here. Okay, you can see that price has swept this our internal high. These are 1 hour. Okay, wait. These are 1 hour. This was our 1 hour internal high, right? So price hasn't actually closed above. But what do we have here? Notice that price has swept that high as inducement into this our POI. So this was our POI before we had this downside to this our 4 external leg. We were looking to sell from this POI before, right? But price did not manage to come here. So we left it and started buying, right? But now price has come back to this POI, and this is a valid place to take a counter sell. This is the kind of trade we call counter trades, counter counter positions, right? Because like the external structure is still bullish, right? And we are kind of bullish, but we've come to a kind of interesting POI that price might start taking that temporary short time sell before that continuation to take this external high, right? So let's just see the reactions that we have. Okay, you see that we have this buy side liquidity taken out, then this inducement, and it looks like perfect setup for a sell because like you can see that inducement there. You see that long wick. It just tells you that price has used that zone to engineer liquidity to the downside. So let's see if we can take a little sell from there. Let's wait for confirmations as usual. So let's see if we have that confirmation to the downside. And yes, we have broken structure. Did we? Still subtle. Let's see. Okay. Now we have that break of structure. So in this case, where we even be looking to sell, I'll be looking to sell from here because like this is a flip zone. This is a flip zone, but I don't actually like this PI because price might take all of this and come to this high. But let's just see what happens. This is a counter trade, right? Let's put our SL above that high, and then let's just take 3R. Or okay, let's just take this low, right? Let's just take this low. Let's take this low right here. Okay, so let's see what happens. Let's take a sell position from here. See what happens. Okay, we hit TP before coming up. I'll close it. Close the order. Okay, so we did not actually price did not actually give us that opportunity to take that sell. So I'm not going to be looking for sales anymore because the overall bias is a buy. So basically, I'm just going to be concentrating on the buys to that ups to the upside. Okay. So right now, the only valid POI I'll be looking for is this. This is the only valid POI I'll be looking to take buys, right? And this would be an inducement for that POI. So let's see what price does when it comes there, if it will actually come there. Let me increase the speed. You don't forget. Okay. Let me increase the speed. Let me increase the speed. Okay, so have we tapped on that zone? We have tapped on it quite. Yeah, we tapped on it. So let's go to our 15 minutes. Let's reduce the speed and see if we can get any bullish sign of. Okay, so we are reacting from this supply zone. We are reacting from this supply zone right here. So let's see bullish intent. Okay, so we fall back down. We've not had that. So this is now high. Let's see price break above the high before we take any entry. Okay, we are going. Not had that break above the high yet, so I won't be taking any buys for now. We have here. A lot of persons will be buying from here, but I won't because like this high, right? This this high hasn't been taken out yet, so I won't be taking that kind of buy. Okay, so let's see. Anybody that took a buy from here would have been golden though, but you don't trade that way, right? You wait for price to give you that confirmation. Right, so now we've broken that high. Let's see if price comes back. Okay, so we're not lucky enough. Price is not looking like it's going to come back. Okay. Okay, so we are bullish. We are bullish. What do we have here? We have this break of structure. Let's go to a 1 hour time frame. Right, so we have this minor structure right here. We have this as liquidity. Okay, let's see. Oh fuck, price came back down. But as you can see, let's go back to our 4 hour time frame. As you can see, we still have other POIs down here that price might come to mitigate. Okay, so I actually wanted to see confirmations on that zone before I even buy because we are still high above, right? Price might still come back to few more orders around this area. So let's see if we have any POI that price might be reacting from. What do we have here? We have this flip zone right here. We have this flip zone right here that price is reacting from. Okay, So let's go down to our 15-minute time frame and wait for that reaction before we can buy. You can see this massive sell, this massive candles to the downside. So we don't want to catch a falling knife, right? So let's wait for price to give us that intent before we can move. Okay, so this was aggressive. This was aggressive. We bought to that from that zone without any confirmation. That's one thing about confirmations and recent entries. That sometimes that price might not actually give you that confirmation before it buys, but before it start moving in its intended direction. So let's see, would we be happy to buy from this zone? Let's fix a buy from here. So this is only valid POI here, right? So we've had this reaction from there. Let's see if we can take a 3R from here, see what price does. Okay, nice. Wait, what happened? Ah, it did not trigger. Oh, sorry, it was supposed to be a market order. Fuck. It was supposed to be a market order. I put a sell limit, a buy limit rather. So we missed out on that one, sadly. So let's continue. Let's continue. I don't want this session to be very, very long. So I just want you guys to see the way I trade and the way I backtest. Right. So this is just how I keep my trading simple. This is just how I keep my trading simple. So if you like the way I trade and probably you want to replicate my trading style, you could click on the link in the description to join my Telegram channel. In there I post Forex insights and educational content as well. And please make sure you do not forget to like and subscribe and share this video with your friends as well. So let's see. We are having series of breaks to the upside. Where is still our target? Never forget your target. Our target is still what, this external high, right? Because we are bullish, right? We are on the road to print that new high, is it not? So we are using the medium time frame, which are lower minor time frames, to do what, to facilitate that bullish continuation leg of the forward of the external structure to the upside. Is it not? So let's, right. So we have this 1 hour now. We have this 1 hour POI here, and we also have this 15-minute POI right here. We have this 1 hour POI. Right? Let's move this to just here. But it has already been mitigated here, and we also have this. We have this 15-minute POI where we had this flip, right? You can see that's the last sell candle before that upward movement, right? So price might just use this as liquidity, tap on this zone and then continue buying. So let's see, this is a risky buy. This is a risky buy, as like price might still come back down lower, right? So but if you look at what's happening here right now, we've taken this inducement and you can see that wick above. And what do we have? We've broken 15-minute structure. We've broken 15-minute structure, giving us that change of character, right? So this is actually a valid buy, but have it at the back of your mind that we still have lower zones here that price might still come to fill, right? But I'll be taking this buy, take this buy here, and I say will just be below that wick, right? And where will be our target? Our target will be, our temporary target will be this high, right? Let's see if it gets to 3R. It does. So that will be our primary target, our temporary target. So let's place a market order and see if we get that. Nice. So as you can see, we've hit our profit to take out this buy side liquidity, right? So that's just how easy it is to follow the market. Just know your higher time frame structure, right? And then use your internal structures to facilitate the objectives. Like, just mark out the objectives of the higher time frame, right? What's the current objective? Are we in a downtrend? I mean, are we in a continuation phase? Are we in a pullback phase? right? So you need to know which of the current direction that we are in, that the market is in presently, and then use your 1 hour time frame to do what, to facilitate that movement, right? So we've had another break of structure. Let's go to our 1 hour time frame. Okay, let's go to the far time frame and see what we're actually doing. Okay, so this is where we are right now. We are printing what, that internal um higher highs and higher lows, right? So let's just follow that movement. Let's just follow that movement. Let's go back to our 1 hour time frame to look for POIs that we can continue that buy from. So we have this POI right here. You can see this other block before that impulsive leg to the upside, but without structural liquidity. So let's see. Let's wait and see if price forms that structural liquidity. Okay, so now we did not actually form any liquidity. So price used the leg as, like I told you earlier, guys, I'm going to be making a detailed video on liquidity, right? Yeah, because there are most times that if your if your external leg, right, if your external leg doesn't have structural liquidity, right, if your external leg doesn't have structural liquidity like this, price will actually do what, take the liquidity behind the external leg, you know, before fueling price to the actual direction. Okay, this video is not about liquidity and the rest, but just have it at the back of your mind that I'll be dropping a detailed video on liquidity. So on that note, make sure you like and subscribe so you get a notification when that video drops. Okay, so now we use that leg as the external liquidity, as the engineered liquidity, right, to a zone, into a zone in this PY, and then we start buying, right? So I would have missed out on this trade. Not even missed out. I wouldn't have taken any trade because, like, I wanted to see price engineer liquidity before the PI, but we did not get that. And then price used the leg as the liquidity itself to fair price to the upside. So that is that. That happens sometimes. Okay, so let's just see what happens. We are just having breaks. So you can see how the lower time frames is facilitating what, that continuation, right? These are for our leg, and the internal structure, the minus structure, is doing what, facilitating that pullback to the upside. Okay, so yeah, let's go back to our 1 hour time frame and see where we have a good POI. So you can see this week from buyers momentum. So let's see if price actually give us liquidity to that zone. Let's see if we have structural liquidity to that zone. No. Price has left that zone. Price has left that zone. Just keep that POI marked out. But price has left that zone. We now have a new break of structure. Okay, let's do this on our 1 hour time frame. We now have a new break of structure, and we have this other block right here. So now let's see if we still have that inducement, right? So the way I trade, no inducement or no structural liquidity, no entry, right? Whether we are in a continuation phase, in a pullback phase, no continuation, no entry. Except although there are some times that I would see some kind of movement that will make me take a trade without a structural liquidity. Like, I think there was a trade we took just now that we did not actually use we not actually use structural liquidity to take that. I don't know, where is it. I should not have deleted that stuff. I don't know, where did we take that trade. I know there was a trade we take, just the last trade we took. There was no structural liquidity, but we took it, and there's a reason why I took that trade. As me, I would see it just now. I would explain. I don't know, it is. But anyways, but like POIs like this, right? I would love to see inducement, structural liquidity or inducement, whatever, before we can, continue that buy. Right? There are sometimes that price will not even form that liquidity, and it will still come there and buy. So it happens. So that is even very far away. But let's just see if price uses it. Okay, so we've tapped there. We've used that, probably use that as liquidity. So yeah, you can actually risk a buy here even without 15 minutes confirmation, right? can risk a buy here. This is what we call aggressive entry. But if you want to be conservative, you could wait for a 15 minutes change of character. But let's just see what happens. Because we still have POIs down here. The price might want to come down too. But let's just see what happens, shall we? This is an aggressive entry. Let's place market order. Okay, so let's see. Now when price start chopping around like this, you know you want to hit SL. SL hits. And let's see if we have actually broken even. No, we did not get to 1 hour, so this would have been a loss, a valid loss, right? But let's see if we had waited for confirmation. If we had waited for confirmation, we would have been saved, right? Because we don't actually get any confirmation here. So this was the high. This was the break of structure. Price now actually give us that confirmation, right? So we don't have any change of character, right? So as we waited for a what's it called, a confirmation, right, would have been saved from that trade. But anyways, let's see how what price does. So let's see if we can take the last trade before we end this session. Let's go back to our 1 hour time frame. Let's see if we can take one more loss before we end this session. Okay, so what pair are we actually now this is the only pair I'm currently interested in. Even though we don't have any liquidity, this is the pair I'm currently interested in. So I'll wait for price to give me that engineer that liquidity to the right and see if we can buy. Okay, we are kind of coming close. Okay, so we've tapped on that zone, right? So let's wait for price to give us that engineer that liquidity for us. Okay, so we haven't actually taken liquidity. I'll still want for price to come and take out this low, right? We haven't actually um taken liquidity, and we've broken structure. We've broken structure without taking liquidity, and price is currently buying. So this would have been a missed, not missed. This would have been a trade that we did not take because it did not meet our criteria. Okay, so if all your criteria are not met, right, you don't take that trade, right? So that's where discipline comes in, and that's where patience comes in. That's why many beginners traders, even intermediate traders, actually fail, right? That is one thing that's going to make you stay 3 to 4 5 years without actually making good money in forex. And personally, it actually dealt with me a lot. And to be honest, to be very frank, even till now, I still have that um I still deal with that part of my psychology right now. Okay, so it's very it's kind of difficult to be patient in trading, right? But once you see that, once you try to be patient, right, and you start seeing that patience actually pays out, it actually saves you from a lot of unnecessary losses, and it actually makes you, you know, balance your psychology. You would know that it's good to be patient, right? And and honestly, just try it first, right? You've been trading for a very long time, you've not been patient, and you've been losing a lot of money. Why not just try to be patient and see how it goes? Right? That's just the mentality I actually use. You know, just try to you've been impatient and it hasn't been taking you anywhere for a very long time. So just try and see. Even if it's just a month, try to be patient. Make sure all the criteria of your strategy are complete before you place a trade, and see how it goes for a month. And then you notice that it pays to be patient. Right. So we've had that break of structure. Let's see if we can take one more trade before we can close this session. So have we actually taken that external high? Is this our a 4 external high? Let's go to our 4. No, this is not. Okay, wait. Yes, that's our 4 external high. We haven't taken it yet. We haven't taken it yet, right? So now what's happening here? Notice that this low. Okay, no, it's broken structure, right? Okay, so let's go to our 1 hour time frame and see if we can take that buys. Okay, so these are POI. Sorry, these are POI. No liquidity. So let's wait for price to engineer liquidity, or price might use this as the liquidity. take it out and then start buying. But let's see what happens. Let's go down to our 15 minutes and see if price engineers liquidity to the right, so we can look for confirmation. So this is what happened now. Price has used this as the liquidity. I did not actually see that at first. So price has used that as the liquidity for this week down here. Okay, so let's wait for 15 minutes change of character, and then we'll buy from here if price breaks that high. Let's see what happens. Okay, we've broken that high. Oh, price came back to that zone very, very quickly. Price came back to that zone very, very quickly. The replay too was very fast. Price came back to that zone very, very quickly. So this is the kind of trade that if you miss, you don't FOMO. You just let it go. But I am not letting it go in this session. Let's just see. Let's take a market leader. I just want to place the last trade so that we end this session. That's why. But on my real trading, I would actually, let's see what happens. Okay, nice. So we are in good profit. Let's see if we can break even. Yeah, we're up to 1 hour. So move our SL to entry. Please take note, on a normal day, if price has left my entry, I don't chase price, right? It's just because of this video. I just wanted us to take the last trade, so would just call it a day. Okay, so we've moved SL to entry, and let's see if we hit TP. Okay, I would have also taken partials at this point as well. So price did us very, very dirty there. We're almost at TP, and then price came back to tag us out. Okay, so thank you guys very much. Thank you for your patience, and thank you for following along with me in this backtest session. If you like the way I trade, you like my strategy, you can just click in the link in my description right there to join my Telegram channel. Right. So before we end this session, let's see what we have in trading in our reports and analytics. Right. So in this Traders Casa software, it shows you a report of your trade and how well it went. So we started. These are Euro USD session that we created. Okay, this was GBP USD that was also backtesting. I also started with $500 and I'm here with $730 right now. So this is our Euro USD session. We started with $500 and now we are in $769 dollars. So let's go to our analytics and see how many trades we took. Right. Let's go to analytics. Okay, this is Euro USD. As you can see, our profit over time. You can see the bar chart climbed from zero from a lower range to higher range, meaning that you actually ended in good profits. So let's go down. Let's go down. Total trades 90. Did we? I don't think this is accurate. Did we take up to 91 trades? This is surprising. I'm not sure we took up to 91 trades though. I don't think this is accurate. But anyways, it says we took 91 trades, then we lost 46 trades. Right? We lost 46 trades. We won 45 trades. Um, I don't know. I don't think this is accurate. But it says here that my win rate is 49%. Ah, no, no, no. This is not accurate. This is totally not accurate. Max winning streak, max loss streak. I don't know why he's doing this. But like I don't think this part's accurate because I'm not sure we took up to 91 trades. But this part is actually like accurate because like these are the actual number of trades we took, as you can see. These are the actual number of trades we took. Right. The first one was break even. Second one was loss. This one too is a break even, but like it was just small loss there. And then the next one was a profit of $230. Then this was missed. Right. So you can see the trades that we took actually here. And we had $140 profit here, and then one loss, one break even. Okay, so we had yeah, so that's just it. But this used to be accurate before. I don't know what happened. But anyways, guys, thanks so much for sticking to the end of this video. Please make sure you like and subscribe if you love this content. Thank you so much. See you in the next one. Peace out.